it's a pleasure meeting you here. So we are both doctors. I am the Deputy Director of the National Cancer Institute of Ukraine in Kyiv. Katya.
Obstetrician and gynecologist in Kyiv. So I'm also a doctor.
So the situation, we have been there from the first days and until now. So we are living actively alive in Kyiv. So we are participant like a doctors because our institution of the National Cancer Institute became half a military object, half because we are treating not only the patients that have the cancer, but the patients that have the wounds from the military wounds. So basically, we are doing a lot of job. If we were working before continuously and hard, now we are working 24/7. So we don't have actually the time for relax because it's a war time. We don't have the time for the weekends, and there is no weekends because actually when we have some spare time, we are moving to the part that have the problems and try to figure out the problems. So actually from the first days we created the Mercy and Health Foundation that is moving and bringing to the people, to the hospitals, to the refugees, the food, the goods, the alimentaries, the medicine. And actually for now on, during this 9 months, we are bringing this type of surgical materials, of the medicine, to the old hospitals in the front line. So it's Mykolaiv, Zaporizhia, Kharkiv, and Donetsk region. So why we are doing this? Because of course, unfortunately, our government doesn't have the ability now to help in all these destinations. And what we are doing, we are providing just the help to the hospitals that with a bad roads there, where it's not, where there is no possibility to get to those hospitals except the military cars. Yeah.
And you asked, so what's going on now in Ukraine? So the situation is getting worse because now, so this is not a military war. This is a war with human rights to live. Because, for example, so I'm an obstetrician and I'm working in maternity hospital, and so when I saw these newborns who want to live, but it's difficult even for them to live because, for example, 2 days ago in Kyiv, the weather was minus 10 degrees. And you can imagine how difficult this is for moms, for children, for newborns, for doctors, for elderly people, for all of them. And of course, we can't just sitting and doing nothing. Now we became not only doctors, we are volunteers, and that means that we are drivers, lawyers, we pack all these goods, all these packs stuff, we deliver ambulances. So we are trying to fight against this evil. Because this is our motherland, and we are humans, and we understand that a lot of people need our help, and who if not us? And of course, we are very, very grateful for all our friends from Europe, from United States, from Australia, from different countries. Yes, because we feel this support, and of course without these friends we couldn't fix it, but of course it's very, very difficult because when the weather was more or less calm, it was okay, but now this is a winter time, and of course so it's difficult to live without electricity. And for example, our capital Kyiv, so before these troubles with electricity, Kyiv was always in light, and now it's like a ghost town. There is no electricity, no heating, nothing. And this is...
From the first days, we understood that it's a long fight. We understood that that we are just in the middle of Europe. We are like a sheet to this violence. We understood perfectly that the enemy will not stop. We understood that it's a marathon, it's a huge marathon, and we have to keep our straight. We understood that we have to be, this is going to be tough, and that's why we have to know how to deal with all this.
But we didn't suspect that it will be so I thought that this war will be like a military on the battlefield, not so that there wouldn't be
It's a
humanitarian catastrophe without electricity, without food, without gasoline, without all these things.
So this is very dirty war. It's not, it doesn't have the rules. It affects human beings, it affects people it affects children, women, and elderly people. And the problem is that the enemy is using the civilians as a sheet to protect and to manipulate. And I understand, and we continuously, and we understand that the history repeats this. It was in 1930s, there was a genocide of Holocaust, and now it's the same because it's the same genocide of human beings. Because how can you call when entire 4 or 5 million people population city become a ghost? So we understand, we are prepared for this. Of course, we understand, as I told, that it's a huge marathon and we have to keep our straight and everything, but continue going. We see even while we are here to explain to the world that it's needed a support, what kind of support is needed, because we understand that a huge amount of medicine, tacticals, cars, they are bringing to the, and what Poland has shown us is that we were neighbors, but now we become brothers, because such a support as you are giving, it's a huge support and we really appreciate it. And we understand that why we are here, just to understand what precise help and where exactly it's needed, because we have to gather together and we have to explain to the world what actually mostly needed to achieve the victory faster. Because actually what we have seen, and I think that the old world have seen that the enemy is not so straight. It's not so straight. We feel it because we beat them in all the battles. You see, we beat them good, and we will beat them for sure. But if you are fighting with an elephant, you have to at least have a knife, a gun, or something, or with a bad example, because elephant doesn't attacks anybody. If you fight with the devil, yes, you have to at least have some strength to fight with the devil, yes, because because elephant is a good one. Yeah, so that's why we are actually here to explain to the world what is mostly needed. We have the possibilities to, and the small team of 20 people that we have created, like Emergency Health Organization, is of the doctors, lawyers, economists, just people, the students that are 24/7 working and bringing the goods to the places, to the maternity houses, to the elderly people, to the people with deficiencies. So in the zone, because we were not considering one thing. There are a lot of people in the red zone that don't want to leave. They say that we will stay here because I was living here and I will live here. And they don't give any, so they want to stay there. And that's why to those people, of course, as a human beings, we have to protect them, we have to give everything to them and create everything to make them alive in those zones as well. We are not talking about the zone that is free.
For women, this war is very. For everyone, this war is terrible. But for women, it's very difficult because so you have to make a decision. Do you want to leave your husband in Ukraine, and this could be very terrible for the family relationships. What to do with the children, because there is no electricity, there is no heating. Children want to eat something, and of course it's very difficult. And other thing, so Ukrainian women are very smart, and it's very difficult for them to be refugees. It's very difficult because they don't want to come to European countries and just sit and doing nothing. They want to work. They want to have
Position.
show their voice, and it's very difficult. And of course, so now, because of this electricity catastrophe, a lot of women with little children, they have to leave country because they just, so how can they leave? And they have to leave their husbands. And yes, this is very difficult. But I know a lot of women. I have a lot of friends, and they said that we wouldn't leave. No.
And we as a couple as well, we have decided we have sitting on the table and make this thing. So we make the decision, and it was once done, that if we are leaving or we are staying. So we make the decision that we are staying, and from that part, we understood that we have to be prepared for everything that might happen. So, and be prepared and to do everything. And because only our single small organization have brought to the front line more than 50 ambulances from now on, from the wartime. 50 ambulances that now are working, they are saving the people's life, and of course it's like a small NGO organization. And when we are coming to the border, when we are coming, and the amount of people that going out and going inside of the country changed a lot. In the beginnings, we were seeing that there was a queue of people leaving the country. Now we have the queue of people coming inside of the country, because as Katya have said, is that Ukrainians don't like. They understand that they don't want to be refugees in another country. They understand is that you are always a visitor, and immigration and tourism is different things, you know. And of course, they fully understand that they want to be at their houses for many reasons, because they don't want to be applied for a refugee as a status, and of course, that the houses has to be protected by somebody, and that's why they are coming, because in order to stop there, and now if they were thinking that the war will last for some months and it will, now we totally understand that it might be for a long time. So that's why we have to be prepared.
Must be the most difficult winter, I think, since the World War II. So it's.
But we will make it. So, and everything is here.
Make it, yes, but of course it is too hard.
It's too hard.
I see every day these pregnant women in maternity hospital, and I see this. So I see their eyes, and I understand that they're too afraid. They don't know what to do, to give a birth here or to move to Poland or other countries. So this time is full of hard decisions, and so I think.
Yeah, and that's why to have the better solutions to the worst decisions, we have to be gathering together, and we have to communicate with professionals in all the fields in order to. That's why we are here, actually. So to communicate with professionals, to gather more information, to hear advice, to tell about ourselves as well, because what we are doing, it has to be, because what we are doing actually is from our. Katya is always asking me from which money we are paying, and I'm also asking from the money that we have in the bank accounts. Yes, so, and it's like not logical, because this war, it will last for a long time, and it has to be supported by big financial organization, because it's not only Ukrainian war. It's a war against humanity. It's a war against logical. And if we understand that in the middle of Europe in 21st century this happens, it might be happening in